Hello everyone, Thor here. Just got back from Evil Dead Rise. It's got chainsaws, it's got a boomstick, it's got blood, it's got gore, it's got a Book of the Dead. Does that make it groovy? I'll let you know. Evil Dead Rise. It starts off with, it shows a cabin, makes you think that it's going to be like the others. As most of you probably know, there's two Evil Dead movies. There's an original one. They made a remake of that. There's a 2013 remake. There's also a sequel to the second remake called Army of Darkness. They all take place in the same universe. Army of Darkness, in the game, kind of explains it in the movies. Army of Darkness shows there's three different books. So there's a book Ash deals with in Army of Darkness / Evil Dead, and the show. There's the book in the 2013 one, and then there's this third book that they uncover in this one. So different stories of these demons ruining different people's lives, and we're here for it. So instead of being in a cabin, this one's in an apartment building, which is a vastly, different setup, not something we've seen. It kind of reminded me of, I thought the design of it was good. It kind of reminded me of Silent Hill 2, where you're stuck in between the two apartments. You got to kind of go between them and try to get through doors. The characters where the elevator gets taken out, so they're kind of stuck in this floor and the fire escape's not working. Then they have to escape through the parking garage, which also reminded me of Resident Evil 2 remake, where as like Leon or Claire towards the end of the game, you think you're at the end of the game. You're like, oh, we're out of the police department, but in that one you go to a laboratory. This one, that's the third act, so it's the end of it, but it was a solid ending. This movie's got an interesting family dynamic. You have two estranged sisters. In 2013 they had a estranged brother and sister. I think the relationship between the brother and sister in 2013 was a little stronger than the two sisters in this one. This one, you kind of know who the main character is. You don't get the curveball you get in 2013, but you know who the main character is, and from the previews you know who's getting possessed first, and their relationship's interesting and plays a lot into it. When the demon shows up, obviously, I think an interesting part of Evil Dead is it seems that the demons, when they possess someone, also has access to their memories and everything. So when they say stuff, they cut deep. They're brutal. Again, I think they're a little more brutal in 2013, but some of the things she was saying to the main character is just as bad as like when Mia was saying stuff to David and the other characters in 2013, which I think brings a whole nother element, because you gotta think, like, it's gotta be terrifying when someone dies, comes back, and then on top of that they're just saying these like horrible things, and you're just not much you can do. I thought what was really cool is how they brought the demons into this. Like, originally they read a passage out of the book. This one had vinyl records, or they sometimes play the stereo, and that's what causes it. Well, in this one there was some vinyl record. He had a cool vinyl setup. I'm a huge vinyl fan. He had like a player and like a setup, but like he had to spin it himself, so I'm guessing that's a really old setup, because this family's kind of in a tough spot. Dad just left, so the mom who gets possessed is having a tough time. The sister's going through a tough time. Of course, one of the kids plays a passage from the Necronomicon, and things just go bad from there. There's an earthquake that shows where the Necronomicon is. Of course, the kid checks it out, and we all know how when you turn a page of that book, how it goes. So there was no physical Bruce Campbell cameo, but on the record, when the second time they play it, when she's listening to it on her headphones, I was like, that's Bruce Campbell. I'm pretty sure he says that in Army of Darkness. Don't know if that's exactly what he said, but that's 100% him. The director said that he'll give $50 to whoever can point it out, his cameo. I want my $50, though I'm sure other people will notice it too. Anyway, this is, by the way, it's written and directed by Lee Cronin. I know that Sam Raimi is like very excited about him doing this, and he does a good job. The shooting's great. The one negative thing I'll say is the power goes out in the apartment. I don't know if it's dark just to maybe hide a little bit of a lower budget, or if it's just a dark movie. I have to say I was in a movie theater, not like a big chain. This is a small movie theater that just recently got bought by someone new and just got renovated. So I don't know if it's just a dark movie or this theater's not the greatest. When I go see another movie, I'll know more. Let me know if it was dark for you guys, but it didn't take away. It wasn't like Alien vs. Predator Requiem where you don't know what's going on in the whole movie. It wasn't nearly that bad. It's just some of the scenes I was just like, it's a little tough to see. It's definitely, an Evil Dead movie that hits all the beats. I was surprised that the kids were as involved as they were, because you see kids, you're just like, it's a horror movie, they're going to escape or they're going to do something with that. They're not afraid to hurt kids in this movie, so there's that. There's also neighbors, which you knew they're just cannon fodder. There's no way they're ever making it through. There's no curveball like the 2013 one. It's just, they're dead, and it's just the way it's going to go. But there's a lot of references to other horror movies. There's an awesome elevator scene with blood that'll bring you back to The Shining. That overall is a great scene. It's towards the end. In the beginning, there's a big Exorcist throwback with the mom. They link back to the other films pretty well. They also had some, with the way the apartment was, kind of reminded me of Silent Hill 2, like I said before, and Silent Hill The Room. They also had a strong, the final demon, and I won't spoil how it happens, but kind of remind me of The Thing, kind of what came of that. And overall, I think it's a good movie. We had a cheese grater attack. We had a chainsaw into a meat grinder. We had plenty of boomstick action, passages read from the Book of the Dead, plenty of blood and gore, 4 bites out of a glass cup, and a shotgun to the face just like Scream 6. Anyway, I give the movie 7.5 Necronomicons out of 10. Go check it out. Definitely go support it in the theaters. I'm sure it'll be on streaming and Blu-ray soon, but definitely worth watching. I would love to see what Lee Cronin does next, and I hope the series continues because I think the movies are great. I probably like 2013 a little bit better, but I want to watch this one a couple more times to really nail that down. But I don't know. I know not everyone loves 2013. I had a good time with it. It's just like a perfect time for me. That movie came out and I saw it with a bunch of friends. I had a great time. I hope they do more. Ash vs. Evil Dead was a good show, so you can't go wrong with more Evil Dead. Scream's going strong. Halloween will probably come back. We got some Friday the 13th coming, so we got some good horror stuff coming. Let me know what you think below. If you happen on this video, like what you've seen, I'm going to do a lot more videos in the future, so please like, please subscribe, please comment below. I love interacting with everyone. I comment on everything, so would love to have a conversation with anyone that happens on this video. Thanks for checking it out, and I'll see you in the next one. Thor out.